I'll start the cameras off. I have low vision for those of you who don't know. But for those of you who follow the music I create, thank you. I appreciate it a lot. I'm working on my 8th album coming out. And the first song is There Somewheres. And that song is about a time in anyone's life where you feel like there's no end in sight and everything just keeps getting worse. It says, when I open my eyes each day, I see the same old thing. They gotta be somewhere out there. And I'm not going to say the rest of the lyrics. You always see it when it comes out on the album. But today we're going to talk about me. Me. Yes. You're going to say, what are you going to talk about yourself? You always do history lesson stuff. Well, today I want to tell you a little lesson about myself. Back in the day, I used to play sports being legally blind. Yes. Football, basketball, baseball. How do you play baseball being legally blind? Easy. They have balls with sounds in them that you can hear. Soccer bars with bells in them. Footballs with bells in them. Nothing in this life is impossible, my lesson to you today, unless you make it impossible or others around you tell you can't do it and you listen to them. You show anyone who says you can't do something, you can do it. Even if it takes effort and sometimes adapting and needing some help, you can do anything that you dream of, as long as you put your mind to it and effort. I play football, travel down to Florida. Once we traveled to New Jersey and all over for that sport. It's called Pop Warner Challenger Football League. And also, I played basketball, soccer, bowling, baseball. I ran, and when I ran, I was a good runner because legally blind don't mean you have zero sight. Legally blind, you have sight, but not enough to drive and not enough to be considered blind. Legally blind and blind are different. I teach a lot of people that when they hear legally blind, oh, blind? No, legally blind. I mean, you have bad eyesight, but it's not bad enough to be considered blind. There are two different terms of it. Some legally blind people can get bioptic license and drive. Yes, bioptic license helps you drive. They're little telescopes that hook onto your glasses and make it able to drive in certain states that allow it. But back to the subject. What I'm trying to tell you today, you can do anything. I rode bicycles as a kid. I rode gas-powered three-wheeler, quad, dirt bikes, mini bikes, go-karts, snowmobiles, you name it. I learned standard at 7 years old on a 1946 Jeep and a 1950s Willie Jeep. And then I had a tractor that was given to me as a toy. It was a field tractor, and that was standard also. And I was put out in the field and said, if you can't figure it out, just keep doing it until you figure it out. And the same as automotive lesson. I started to learn automotive around 7, 8 years old. My mom's ex-boyfriend would tear apart an engine, tell me to put it back together, or my one uncle. Figure out how it goes together. And that's what started teaching about engines to get me interested into it and showing how to use tools and all those kinds of things. And I highly recommend, if you know someone who's blind or legally blind, don't hold them back, or anyone with any disability, don't hold them back from living their life to its fullest. Look at me. I write music now. Am I on the radio yet? No. Do I know if I'm going to be on the radio? No. I write music to help people so they can relate to my songs, and if they're feeling bad, they can feel good, to bring them up when they're feeling down. That's why I write music. That's why I sing it also. I'm working on getting better at singing and stuff like that, but it's a work in progress. The music producer I have is new too, so he's working on making music better and stuff like that, and he's doing a good job, but he's not from this state. I'm trying to find a music producer in my state, and he understands why. It would be way easier for me being legally blind, so when I get a ride where I have to go, because I don't live in the city, I don't live in the suburbs, I live out in the countryside, so we don't have buses out here. It's my two legs that bring me where I gotta go, or I gotta find a ride. That's the only two ways of getting around out here, and I love it. I wouldn't trade this life for anything. I grew up in the suburbs, hated it with all the crime that was going on in the area I grew up. It was horrible. That's why I said, no, I want to get out of this area. I'm going to move up to the countryside and get away from all the crime. But sorry, my memories get full. There will be part 2 to this, explaining things that shows nothing's impossible and stuff like that. And thank you for listening to me and learn a few facts about me that you probably didn't know. See you all in the next cool video, and don't forget to check out my album when it comes out. You can find the songs on my YouTube channel or on Spotify or SoundCloud or other platforms that I upload. See you all soon. Peace.
Shutter.